Video filmed on a couch seated together. Annie was on screen left, Savannah was in the center, and their brother Cameron, who's, I think, a retired fighter jet pilot, was on the right. Savannah pleads for her mother's return and addresses the reports of a ransom letter.
We too have heard the reports about a ransom letter in the media. As a family, we are doing everything that we can. We are ready to talk. However, we live in a world where voices and images are easily manipulated. We need to know, without a doubt, that she is alive and that you have her. We want to hear from you, and we are ready to listen. Please reach out to us.
We're going to play a few more of these clips with our law enforcement experts later, but for a few observations. Let me just give you this one first, okay? It was stunning to watch. Stunning, because everyone in this country, virtually everyone in this country, has seen Savannah Guthrie on tape countless times, looking directly into camera or reading a script in front of her. We've all seen that many times. And this was so different. Of course, she looked distraught. I mean, she looked exhausted. Doug and I were talking about this last night. I'll bet she said absolutely no sleep. How would you fall asleep at night without a sleeping pill when your mother was missing? When you didn't know whether your mom was alive or dead, whether she was in the custody of bad guys who wanted to hurt her, when you'd seen what we believe was her blood outside of her home, when you know she doesn't have access to her medication that she needs. I mean, you could see that wear and tear on Savannah's face, and you just wanted to reach out and try to make it better for her. It was very jarring to see her that upset and just distraught is the word. Look, the video itself was also somewhat jarring because it's, of course, not what you would expect from a top paid news anchor. Clearly, they did not want to make it a slick video. Obviously, she knows how to do that, and she would have the full resources of NBC to do it if she wanted to. Clearly, they intentionally went a different way. It's not even like HD quality video, even just like the quality of the actual filming, the film. The background is as bland as can be. The siblings, they're cramped together to all get into frame, which is also an interesting choice. And they never acknowledge each other. The three siblings never acknowledge each other. They never really interact. They also all read from a script. Savannah, she ad-libs all the time on the Today Show, as you know, but here she did not want to say one word that wasn't previously written down, which, I mean, I think we all know why. I mean, this had to have been coordinated closely with law enforcement, and I'm sure some sort of hostage negotiator to make sure no triggers were activated, in a potential bad guy who's got her mom. And to the contrary, that maybe they could press some button inside this person that might, I don't even want to say tug on a heartstring. How do you bank on that even being available in a kidnapping case like this? But they're trying to reach him. So it's all carefully orchestrated. And as we're going to show you, the first part of the message is dedicated to how wonderful their mom is. Is there something strategic about that? None of the spouses appear in this video. We're going to see what we can glean from all of this in just a bit with two former FBI agents. But first, we're going to go to someone who's been on the ground in Arizona getting scoop after scoop, and that's News Nation's Brian Enton. Brian, welcome. Thank you for all the great reporting you've been doing on this case. What did you make of that video last night?
Well, a few things that I noticed. I'm sitting in the car, by the way, Megan, outside where the press conference is going to be right here at the sheriff's office. That's why I'm in the car. But so a few things I noticed. I was outside Annie Guthrie's house yesterday when federal agents arrived, the ICAC agents, which are the Internet Crimes Against Children agents, but they specialize in kidnappings and going through electronic devices. And I noticed that they walked in with a ring light and a small tripod for an iPhone, which I thought was strange. Like, why are they going in with a ring light? It all makes sense now. They were the ones who helped coordinate the video. They likely are the ones who helped come up with the script. Yeah, there's the video right there. That was them going in. So it was just kind of interesting. After I saw the video, I thought, okay, that makes sense now. That's why they had the ring light and the tripod. The other thing that I've learned is it is no coincidence that the video was just posted on Instagram. I have been told that there is an arrangement that has been made between FBI and Instagram, where behind the scenes they're now able to monitor messages that are coming in, comments that are coming in, and they can, work with Instagram to go back and trace where these things are coming from in terms of if anyone now tries to reach out to Savannah saying, I'm the one who sent the note.
Yo, fellas, we can double our winnings with a new welcome offer from Hard Rock Bet. I think we got to jump on this.
Brian, what did you make of her statement there, Savannah's, where she said, we've heard the reports about a ransom letter? I mean, almost certainly the authorities have shown her the ransom letters that have come in, right? There have been 3 in total. And, we haven't had independent confirmation that they're identical, right? Like there could be. We don't know. In my head, I was kind of assuming it was all the same thing, but we actually don't know whether they're identical. But wouldn't you believe that Savannah had seen the ransom letters prior to now?
She has seen the ransom letters. I can confirm that. I heard that from the sheriff. And she saw, let's see, today's Thursday. So we started reporting about the ransom letters yesterday, and it was the night before. So I'm getting my days confused, but it was the night before the news went public about the ransom letters that the sheriff took one of the ransom letters to Savannah Guthrie directly and showed it to her when no one even knew the ransom letter existed yet. Remember TMZ? Oh. We didn't know. Yeah. It was the night before that. So they were very quiet about it, but they already had the ransom letter and they went and showed Savannah the ransom letter.
Wait, didn't I'm trying to remember. I think the ransom letter hit on TMZ on Tuesday, right, which would mean Monday night. Yep. Savannah was shown the ransom letter, which makes this a little bit more interesting because one of the things that seemed sketchy about the ransom letter was it took them a few days to get out their demand for millions of dollars. Like you've got a woman in custody and you're kind of sitting around waiting while the whole world is talking about this case. But if they stole her in the wee hours of Sunday morning and the very next day made this demand, maybe it's more credible. We don't know whether the ransom letters are credible at all. We don't know whether she actually was kidnapped by somebody. We don't know whether she was, forgive me, but possibly killed in the house and they just got rid of the body. We don't know any of that, but we are keeping an open mind on the ransom letters because it certainly seems like Savannah and her siblings are.
Yeah, that's right. And you're right. I got my days confused. It was Tuesday that TMZ went public with their ransom letter. It was Monday night, I am told, that the sheriff went to Savannah Guthrie with the ransom letter. And I'm told it's the ransom letter that went to the local TV affiliate here in Tucson that was shown to Savannah. I don't know if they're all the same. The other thing that I thought was interesting, Megan, in the video is she talks about, there's ways to manipulate video and audio these days, like with AI, which also makes me wonder, did they send some kind of video with a voice sounding like Nancy? And now Savannah is saying, we need more. We need to know that this is actually real.
That's exactly. I had the same issue exactly. Like, why would you talk about how images and voices have been manipulated or are easy to manipulate unless someone had taken a shot? That's how it seemed to me. I don't know if you've spoken with Harvey Levin or any of the folks who have received the ransom notes, but when I hear them talk about them, like I can't tell whether they believe them. It seems that they have some doubt, Brian. I don't know. There was Mary Coleman. She spoke with CNN yesterday, and she seemed like, keep an open mind on the ransom note. It really, here's a clip. It's SOT 6. Listen here.
A lot of it is information that only someone who is holding her for ransom would know. Some very sensitive information and things that people who weren't there when she was taken captive would know. One of the detectives did get back to us and ask us for some more information so that they can start searching for an IP address and things of that nature to try and figure out who or what people are responsible here. It also included a dollar amount, a deadline, and again, other specifics that only Guthrie's abductor might know. So that definitely raised some red flags. When we saw some of those details, it was clear after a couple of sentences that, this might not be a hoax.
So that was a much more ringing endorsement of the ransom note being real than I heard from Harvey Levin. He didn't seem to dismiss it, Brian, but he seemed a little bit more skeptical. So are you hearing more about what was in the ransom notes that would have led to, for example, this anchor, Mary Coleman, to say, no, we believe it was clear from a couple of sentences, this might not be a hoax?
Yeah, I mean, I think they must think they might be real, or they wouldn't have had Savannah Guthrie make that video that came out last night. All I know about what is in the ransom notes is that there is specific information about what Nancy Guthrie was wearing, and also specific information about details from inside the house that apparently only someone would know who was inside the house. What I don't know is if any of that information is correct. Is it even the right outfit that she was wearing? I don't know.
Right.
And the sheriff, look, the sheriff.
And how would the family know what she was wearing?
Right. That's a good point. And yeah, unless they just, I don't know if they, go in the house when she goes to bed sometimes and they know about her pajamas, or that's true. We don't know if the family would even know.
International disputes, inflation, rising national debt, digital currency. There is a never-ending list of reasons that gold has risen over